Hey, we are live here in Oklahoma City. Lucas Ross here on the red carpet at the beautiful Skirvin Hotel, where I thought I had shown up for a timeshare opportunity. But no, this is the night of the 38th Heartland Emmy Awards. Congratulations to everybody. If you're nominated tonight, good luck. And if you win, we will brief you a little bit on the procedure and how to go about your celebration. But first, we have a special interview right here off the red carpet. I'm going to hand this off, just like an Olympic torch, to another board member, Annette.
Thank you so much, Lucas. We sparkle, razzle dazzle and everything. Glad to have you all joining us from over here in Oklahoma City. Like I said, we want to introduce you again to our Gold Circle recipient. We have Jon Janes here. And Jon, what I love, so he has served as news director over at WIBW for more than 20 years, been in this business for 51. Jon, when you found out that you were going to be inducted into this club of just amazing people in our industry, what was going through your mind?
I was surprised. And Melissa Bruner had just celebrated a year at WIBW after replacing me, and she sends me an email and said, "Well, I've sent your name in for the Golden Circle, and you've got one." I said, "Holy cow!" So I didn't really understand. I wasn't ready for it. Didn't expect it. I'd been not working for a year, so it was I'm honored very much for getting that honor. So.
One thing that I noted when speaking with Melissa, because like I said, we've seen your work, how much you have impressed people in Topeka and in so many different newsrooms across the country. I just think it's just so impressive. What is one thing that you've taken away from your time? I mean, 51 years is a lot to wrap up here, but I mean, it's certainly this business has made quite an impression on you as well.
Yeah. You know, it was an honor being able to send some kids right out of college and they go to the big time like New York, Denver, and other places like that. But years ago, I heard a guy say, you either have a job or a career. You know, and a job is it's 9:30 to 5:30. A career, especially when you get into management, means you've got to know what's on the morning show, the noon show, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 10, the whole thing. And you've got to be watching people on the weekend. And so my wife's over here watching this, and she could give you all the quirks of what it's like being with a super sensitive news manager. So, it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. It was a career to me. It wasn't a 9-to-5 job. I mean, I looked at it as a career. And, when you look at it, I was responsible for in Topeka for like 33,000 hours of news over 23 and 10, 12 years. So.
It's so remarkable to think of that. And, one thing that I think is remarkable of you, too, so you started as a photographer, worked your way up to being a news director. Did you ever think that you were going to be a manager at all?
No, honestly, the reason I did, when I was a kid, everybody thinks you're going to be a network reporter. So I sent a resume to Minneapolis, and the guy said, well, you don't really have a flair to be a reporter in Minneapolis. Well, that said, okay. Management, here I come, and then like the next month I started into management. So I had some training in the Air Force, so I had some management experience, and then that was great. Then you get to be able to work with other people who are successful, and that's a big honor.
One story that I heard during the video that your station had put together for you, you got past Secret Service at one point to go as a photojournalist to get the perfect shot. Tell us about that story, because we hear about the Secret Service stories now. We're like, oh my goodness, how did you do it and why?
Well, it's very interesting because in those days, this was San Diego, and the owner decided that the photographers looked too sloppy, jeans and shirt, so he made us all wear jackets and nice dress shoes and slacks. And so I'm behind the line where the president, and everybody's behind the line, and he's not coming over to see the media. So I just stepped over the line, had my camera, and all I can think is they thought I was with the presidential party because I had the coat and the tie and the pants, and I had the camera, and I walked right up within 10 feet of the president, and all the Secret Service guys just stand there and watch me. So, of course, the other media behind the ropes were very angry when I did that. So, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you did it. You got what you needed to do, and that's important. To be here among all these people who are nominated for awards, let's talk about that, too. I mean, there are a lot of people who are brand new to the industry, some people who are seasoned. What does it mean to you to be here and to celebrate with them as well?
Well, there's a lot of all-stars here. You know, I mean, to get an Emmy, you have to really, I believe there were something like 900 and some entries, and they scaled that down to 300 and some entries, and then they scaled that down to 100. You stop thinking about that. You have to have some real talent with photographers and reporters and anchors and producers and the whole bit. So it's an honor to be among all these people.
Absolutely. And for those who are listening now, I know for some, you know, we need that bit of a boost, that bit of encouragement. What wisdom would you like to impart on those people listening tonight, you know, with the 51 years that you've served in this industry? What bit of encouragement would you give them to keep pressing forward?
I would say the biggest thing is especially if you're coming right out of college, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to go to the boss and say, I'm expected to do this, but nobody told me how. You have to speak up for yourself and not just sit there and think, okay, I'm going to anchor this or I'm going to report on this. You got to be able to ask questions and not be afraid to ask questions, and I think that'll take your career up.
Well, I'm here and so excited to celebrate with you and so many of the other people nominated here tonight for so many awards. Great people from many different newsrooms across our region and Topeka being represented here this evening with you. Quite an honor. Again, if you happen to run into Jon tonight or any of the Silver Circle recipients in Denver, you'll see them sporting these wonderful medals. Make sure you go and talk to them. Be sure to thank them. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service to our industry as well. We just really appreciate it, Jon. Definitely. Well, we appreciate you all for being here tonight. Plenty of more here for the red carpet and really beyond. But again, congratulations to everybody for your nominations this evening. I hope you enjoy celebrating with everyone here with the gala here in Oklahoma City as well as over in Denver.
And I'm here with Vic Lombardi, the legendary sportscaster.
They just handed me a microphone, everybody. Watch out. I've got a microphone in my hands.
I told you he's legendary. Okay, so you just received this medal right here. And I have to ask you, how does that feel?
It's heavy. It's probably heavier than I am, to be honest with you. It's pretty cool to know that I've been around this long in this business and time goes by like that. I'll never forget when I returned to Denver in this business and I was wide-eyed and clueless. I'm still clueless, but I'm not wide-eyed anymore. That's the difference.
So what's the secret to your longevity?
I guess just a passion for what we do. I mean, I think everybody in this room can agree with me. We don't do this for the money. The money's nice, but you get into this business because you have a genuine curiosity and a genuine love for what you do. And I love sports, and I love talking about it, and I love sharing the stories of sports. It's one of the few things we have in life that we all have in common. I mean, when you have a sports parade, we're all there for our teams, and that's what I love about it.
Absolutely. It really brings people together and unifies us. Now, you were just telling me that you're a child of Italian immigrants. You didn't speak English till you were 10, and you were recently quoted as saying, I don't belong here. Yeah. Tell me what you meant by that, and how has your experience been?
That's a great question. I think the biggest challenge in my career was just overcoming the language barrier. I mean, when I say I didn't speak English, I did not speak English, and so my entire life, it was my toughest subject in school. Reading and writing was very hard for me to understand, but I made it sort of my goal to get it. And it's funny that I got into a business where I read and write and talk. So I love every minute of it. And I come from a meager background. I'm like you, the son of immigrants, and we had to work hard as kids. And I continue to work hard today. So I thank my parents for that.
Absolutely, I can relate to that. So Anguli, you just...
Thank you. Grazie. Grazie is my response back.
De nada. Okay, so what do you have to say for young people who want to get in this business? Being a sports broadcaster, it's a dream for many kids.
Yeah, I would say number one is be curious. Be curious. Ask a lot of questions. Almost be obnoxiously curious. That's the best way to put it. I tell people all the time, you can get into this business for many reasons, but if you don't get into this business for the right reason, and that is to share stories. Share stories. Today they call them content creators. Back in the day, they were just newscasters and reporters, right? Share stories. I love to share people's stories. That's what I love most about it, and that's what I would tell young people.
So what is one of your favorite stories that you've done throughout the decades?
Man, there have been so many. My favorite stories are just people that live in and out of our neighborhoods that have great stories themselves. I remember walking out of Channel 4 one day when I used to work at KCNC, and there was these people, they were playing cricket in the alley, and they were of Indian descent. So I just did a story on how they picked up cricket in the back alley, and I really enjoyed that story. It was one of those raw, emotional stories that happened just on the spot. Those are the kind I love the most.
Yeah, seriously. And sports makes people feel good. I love sports documentaries. I love The Last Dance. Yeah. If you could make an in-depth sports documentary about any athlete, who would it be and why?
Well, there have been documentaries done about this guy, but I'd love to hear from him per se, is Tiger Woods. I'd love to get inside his mind. I mean, you talk about a roller coaster, his entire life from childhood to where he is today. If you got a chance to sit him down and do a 75-part documentary, I would watch all 75 episodes.
I would watch that too, and I think you should do it. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it. Tiger, if you're listening, let's go.
So you've been known for your humor. Your humor is legendary. So you've interviewed athletes with spoons, am I right?
Yes. Okay. You know, well, you're holding the microphone. Usually I'm in your role holding the microphone. I love the gatherings where you have a lot of different people interviewing one person. And I always wonder, what is that person thinking with all of the microphones in front of their face? So I just spent the day sticking random objects to see if they'd notice. Yeah. And no one really noticed. They don't notice. They just see things in front of their faces.
Are you serious? I think I would notice if a spoon was held up to my face.
I had a snow cone, a spoon, a popsicle. I had a harmonica. I mean, a lot of different, and they don't notice. That's what we've become today. People just talk into the oblivion and they don't know what they're talking into.
Well, speaking of that, so I know that like watching you has been really entertaining. You use humor, that's why people love you. But for the other sportscasters out there, I have to ask, what do they ask the athletes after they lost a game or something? Like, how does that feel? It's like, how do you think it feels?
Yeah, that's the toughest part of the job. And I always tell people, don't ever ask how it feels after a loss, because a loss sucks, right? Ask what emotions they may be going through. Ask how they recover. Ask, the art of questioning is truly one that you learn on the job. And it's one that I'm learning to this day. I'm still learning how to ask the proper question. You never learn all the way. You learn every day.
Absolutely. So is there anyone you'd like to thank before I let you go enjoy your evening?
I'd like to thank my wife. She's right there. Hi, wife. I want to thank her. I want to thank Matt Kroll, who's our general manager at Altitude Sports. I want to thank all the good people at KCNC and my mom and dad. And I want to thank the golf ball for cooperating yesterday. I shot a pretty damn good round. So thank you, golf ball.
Thank you so much. Atuli, right? Did I say
Aguri.
Aguri. Okay. Thank you for teaching me how to say congratulations in Italian.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Lucas here on the red carpet at the Skirvin Hotel in beautiful downtown Oklahoma City. And oh my goodness, we have royalty here with us. Miss Oklahoma, Lauren Frost, is here as one of our volunteers that's going to be helping disperse trophies tonight. Lauren, thanks so much for being part of this.
Thank you for having me. It has been awesome. I was actually just supposed to come as a volunteer, and then I won Miss Oklahoma, and I said, well, what do you want me to do? And they said, be a volunteer as Miss Oklahoma. And I said, perfect, I'll wear the crown.
Very cool. Oh, so that's not just what that we all get to volunteer tonight.
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish I had enough to pass them out, but not tonight.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. And it's such an honor to have you here tonight. What are some of your duties tonight as a volunteer? What are some of the guidelines and maybe what you'll be doing that could help some of our possible nominee winners know what to do when they get a trophy?
Well, I'll have the privilege of passing out those Emmys. So I would say smile big, take your moment. You worked hard for it. Soak it all in because, that's kind of what I had to do when I won Miss Oklahoma. So this is your night as well.
Very cool. And can they wear it on their head if they can balance it?
They can. If you can balance it or you can pin it on, I'll allow it.
Hey, when do you compete for Miss America?
We're hoping for January. It'll be in Orlando, and it'll be incredible. I've already had the privilege of meeting Miss America, Madison Marsh. So now I can kind of have somebody to look at and kind of have a goal to do as Miss Oklahoma, but one day maybe Miss America.
Wonderful. And can you tell us what your talent's going to be?
I'm a clogger, so it's very Oklahoma of me.
I love that so much. If you ever need backup banjo, I know a guy.
Who to call.
Okay, Lauren Frost, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thanks for volunteering tonight. We're going to have more on the red carpet. Now back to you.
Manny, congratulations. Oh my goodness. So you just received this medal and you're now inducted into this prestigious society of Silver Circle winners. What does that mean to you?
Well, I never thought about it, so it was a complete surprise, and I'm humbled. I'm very much humbled by it. I'm not as talkative like Vic, but I'm a photographer, so I let my video do all the talking.
You're a photographer and you've been working in this business for decades, right? What are some of the biggest changes you've seen for the better and for the worse throughout the decades?
Well, for the better is going from film to videotape, and then going from videotape to what we currently work on, basically shooting on an SD card that's that big. So that's the things that have happened so fast in this business.
What's your favorite story that you've ever worked on throughout your career? Or one of the favorites?
There are many, but I guess the most memorable one would be when the Challenger exploded. Gary Shapiro and I were at the Kennedy Space Center, and we were there following kids from Boulder, and everybody was happy. It was a very festive mood. They lift off, they were cheering, and then all of a sudden they started noticing things and started saying, "Is that supposed to happen? Is that real? Did it blow up?" And then obviously we all know what happened after that.
Wow, unbelievable. So one of the things that many people have said, people who have worked with you, they all say that your personality, your attitude, you're just so even keel, you're so pleasant to be around. How do you maintain such a good attitude in such a stressful business?
That's very tough, and I got to write it all down so that I can maybe sell that recipe to other people. But it's just taking one day at a time. I enjoy what I'm doing, and that's why I've been doing it for 40 years here, 5 years in Arizona before I came up here. So altogether, 45 years I've been doing it.
What's your honest opinion about reporters now using iPhones to shoot stories as a seasoned photographer?
Well, if they're there with their cell phone and I'm not there, then that's really the only option we have, and that's we go on and use that. Back in the day, we didn't have that option, so it obviously the iPhone has added to basically the toolbox of news gathering equipment that we now use today.
And tell me your opinion on MMJs, the multimedia journalists. Now, were they around when you started, or is that a newer thing?
No, there were MMJs back then, except they were called one-man bands back in the day, and they were very good at it. And that's how, those that are coming up today are looking back at how they did it back then, because they had to shoot film, edit it, write it, and then track it. So
thank you so much for talking to me tonight, and congratulations. Is there anyone that you would like to thank?
Well, just my wife, Diana, who's at home, and then my two sons, Alex and Jesse, who basically I've missed half of their things going on at school because I was out working. So
thank you so much, and congratulations. Enjoy your evening. Hello there. This is the legendary Julie Lucas. I've heard so much about you. You have done so much work for the Heartland Emmys.
Well, I have been associated with them since the inception in 1986, and I have probably done every single role on the board, with the exception of the awards chair. But every other role I've performed, so it's been great. What's really nice about this is I'm actually really humbled by getting the Board of Governors award, because I didn't expect it. And I'm leaving the board as of October. I just turned out, but it's thrilling to see how far the board has come. When I started as treasurer way back when, I will say this in my speech tonight, we had $5,000 in the bank, and we thought, we are rocking it. But now it's completely different. We are now have over 100 times that in the bank, and we're a rousing success, and we serve 6 states, which we didn't do before in our regional chapter, and I'm thrilled to see the success. We've got great leadership, a fabulous board, and they work hard.
Well, big congratulations to you for the Governor's Award. You deserve it. And I know you said you're termed out, but after a year, will we be seeing you come back?
I hope so. Actually, I'm actually on the national board of the Emmys. I am on the executive committee and I'm the national secretary. So I'm gone, but not really gone. Can't get rid of me that easily.
Where do you get your passion from for wanting to be part of this and work so hard for us here?
Here's the thing that I think this chapter does above all the other regional chapters in the U.S. They have a passion to support excellence in broadcasting, and our markets that are here are some of the most competitive in the United States. And I think that's the product that we exhibit. The shows that we have, the news that we cover is some of the best in the country.
I agree. And our awards gala is one of the funnest I've heard.
So much fun. And it remains, and here's what's really good about it. It is one of those galas that is approachable. Everybody feels welcome, and it's very inclusive.
Well, thank you so much, Julie, for all the hard work you do, and a big congratulations to you. Is there any last words you'd like to say or anybody you'd like to thank?
I would like to encourage aspiring journalists to enter the television industry. I know it's difficult right now, but the Colorado and the 6-state region that we serve has some of the best television broadcasters in the business.
Thank you. Words of wisdom and encouragement. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Have a good night.
We're here on the red carpet. You can smell the Emmys in the air. And, I'm here with Cassidy Mudd from OETA. Are you up for an award tonight?
Not today. I'm just here supporting my team, but we're really excited. Yeah.
Very cool. Congratulations. What's your role at OETA?
Yeah, so I am actually the producer and the in-depth segment host for our Oklahoma News Report.
Very cool. How long have you been with them?
I've actually only been there for about 6 months, still getting my feet wet, but it's really an exciting experience.
6 months and boom, on the red carpet. Sorry you're having to talk to me, but other than that, it's going to be a really special night. Anything you're excited about in particular tonight?
I'm excited. We'll see. I'm excited that everyone's out here ready to show each other what they've done this year.
Everybody from all the different stations plays so nicely here. And people always ask, is it like that scene from Anchorman where everybody is fighting from different stations?
Yes.
And I say, no. But I do believe there's a certain limit, and that's why they only serve so much alcohol. We'll see how it goes tonight. Thanks so much, and congrats for your gig at OETA. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back with more.
All right, I'm here with Karen. Karen, tell me where you're from, and this is your second time being nominated?
It is, yes, thank you. From Colorado Springs, working with 12 Lakes Marketing. We did a short form video, and also we're nominated for essayist. And I'm actually a fine artist, and we did a video about my story about being in an abusive relationship for a very long time and how I got out. And I did a whole art exhibition about it, and we videotaped it.
Wow, that is so unique. Where can we see this?
On YouTube, under Karen Mosbacher.
And that's incredible. And you're nominated for that.
Yes.
Amazing. So if you don't mind, there are a lot of people out there struggling in abusive relationships. Can you give some encouragement and words of wisdom? Like, what was that experience for you?
I knew once I had an operation and I almost died in it. And so it was like a big light bulb that came on. I had to get out of it. And so I talked with a lot of people and decided to start speaking about what happened to me. It's really hard because you don't have bruises or anything like that, but it's more of a verbal and emotional type of abuse that happens. And that's what happened to me. And I didn't even know myself after 25 years. So I decided to do what I do best, which is make art about it. And we made a documentary of sorts, a short essay about the making of the work and why I did it. And I'm just so honored to be nominated.
That's incredible. And I'm sure that it has touched so many people's lives and offered encouragement just to know there's other people out there struggling. Where did you get the strength and the fortitude from to escape your situation?
I actually have a wonderful therapist who's here tonight with me. Yeah.
Your therapist is here with you? Oh my goodness, I love that. We're in an era of mental health positivity and self-care, so I absolutely love hearing that you brought your therapist. Awesome.
I think the best thing about being able to have the courage to do the art and to speak out about what happened to me is that so far over 200 women have come to me and asked me questions and asked me, how do I get out? Because I'm in the same kind of issue. And it's, even though I am not a therapist, I told them that, you have to make a decision that you want to live the rest of your life free and happy. And so that's really important. And I am so free and so happy.
Wow, I can just see you radiating this joy and happiness. A big congratulations for your nomination and a big congratulations for having the strength to leave your abusive situation and inspire so many women along the way. Thank you so much.
Hey, on the red carpet here now talking to Sam Carrico. Sam, how are you tonight?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm very good. Now, you're out of the Tulsa market. What station are you with?
I'm with KOTV, the News on 6.
Very cool. Are you up for any awards tonight?
Yes, we're up for Best Evening Newscast tonight.
Very cool. What was your role?
I'm a photographer.
How long have you been a photographer there?
I've been a photographer since 2018.
Very cool. Have you been part of the Emmys before tonight?
This is my first experience with the Emmys. I'm very excited.
Oh, congratulations. We're so honored to have you be part of it. It's going to be a wonderful night, and I'll give you a few tips. If you can grab a trophy and get out the door, whether you want it or not, it's yours.
Okay.
I've got like 8 of them that way.
Oh, great.
They hate it, and they don't like me saying it that way. Sam, what's your favorite thing about working in this business?
It's just the people you get to meet. The story, I like telling stories, being able to tell stories about the interesting people that I get to meet, getting to show something that I've created at the end of the day, and obviously sharing that with other people is a bonus too. I really enjoy that.
How cool. Well, Sam, congratulations. Best of luck to you.
Thank you so
and
much.
It's great to have you here. Welcome. Hope the first of many Emmy nights for you.
Thank you.
Very cool. Okay, we'll be back with more.
Hi, Jeremy. How are you? Jeremy, you are a legend here at the Emmys. You've won 100 Emmys.
No, I have not. I've not. Definitely not. And there are people in this room who have won 100 Emmys, by the way, Chris Vanderveen, Chris Hansen, but I am not among them. But it's it's always an honor just to win one at all. I will say this: I've lost far more than I've won. So.
All right. Well, you've won at least 30.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. I want to know what is it that it takes to win awards? Tell people how they can aspire.
We almost got photobombed by my executive producer.
I know. Isn't this fun? This is live TV, or we're live, so it's all good. It's all the shenanigans. I love it. Okay, how can people aspire to create excellent work?
I think the secret is really simple. It really is. You've got to have great emotion, great moments, and a great character. And if you've got even 2 of those 3 things, you're well on your way. It really doesn't even matter that much how well it's shot or edited or the audio. Those things are ancillary, and it helps if they're good, but they're not going to stand in the way of you getting an Emmy. If you've got a great character and you tell their story in a way that compels me in some way, because think about all the clutter that's on TV, and all we all have 15-second attention spans, and we're on our phone, and blah, blah, blah. If you can get a viewer to stop what they're doing, pay attention to that screen, and be moved by it, then you're well on your way to winning an Emmy.
That's great advice, but I know from my years as a journalist and an MMJ that sometimes your character is literally a speed bump.
Yep.
What do you do in that situation?
That's true, but you can find, Dan Rather once told me this. I'm not name dropping. I met him once and he told me this. He said, there are no bad stories, just bad reporters. And he's right, because a great reporter can find a way to make that speed bump story compelling. And so maybe it's by finding a character who's really affected by that speed bump, or there's somebody who lost the bottom of their car driving over that speed bump. Or, so there are ways to do all of that. But I think he's right. There are no bad stories, just bad reporters.
Hey, Lucas here in Oklahoma City on the red carpet at the Skirvin Hotel. Whoa, we have some Emmy nominees among us. Nathan, Raglin, and
Marissa.
I was going to remember Marissa, Nathan. So good to see you. Have you been to the Emmys many times before?
First time.
What? Have you ever been?
Never.
Well, let me tell you how it goes. I have no idea. They never let me inside. I've been here for 8 years, and they shut me out every year, but it's because it's very classy in there. Nathan, who are you with that you're representing tonight?
Ackerman McQueen.
Okay, and that's an ad agency here in Oklahoma City. What was your work that you guys submitted and are nominated for?
Yeah, it was for the Chickasaw Nation, some of their cultural projects, and I was the colorist on them. So,
Tell me a little bit about that role. A lot of people don't. It seems like some sound elements and color and different editing processes, it's almost like you want people to not even know it exists, and that means you did your job. Does that make sense? Is that what it is? Can you explain that? What color does or what it is for those that might not get it?
it's like that last little finishing polish on everything to make it all consistent and to just kind of bring it across the finish line with that final look that everybody wants.
Okay, so we're going to do something weird here, but we have a monitor here next to us. So can you tell me what they need to do to make my color look better? Because I'm looking a little pale here. What would you do to me?
I would take the exposure down, maybe take the highlights down a little bit, and then I would push everything towards blue and a little towards magenta.
There we go. Let's see how it looks. Okay, walk with me here. Let's see. They hate it when I do this. Okay, good. Well, I think if that's not Emmy nomination warrant, I don't know what does. Nathan, thanks so much. And how do you feel about being here?
Oh, I'm just excited to be along for the ride.
Very cool. Have a great night. Welcome to the Emmys, and we hope to see you here many more times. Very cool. All right, we'll be back with more. Hey, Lucas here on the red carpet in Oklahoma City. That's in Oklahoma. Boy, some year I'll get to make the trek over to Denver, but not this year. I'm here where the real party is. And I'm here with Brenna, Daniela, and Travis. Travis, couldn't have found a name that rhymed with Brenna and Daniela. We'll work on that. Hey, I hear you guys are all nominated for the same project together. Tell me a little bit about that, Brenna.
Yeah, we're nominated for Best Evening Newscast for a special that we did in regards to the St. Francis shooting, a one-year anniversary. Obviously a really difficult event for our community, but I feel like we really wanted to make sure that we focused on some of the stories of the victims and just honored their memory.
And you are the anchor there for that project?
Yes, that's correct. The anchor, reporter, and the producer of the newscast.
Daniela, can you tell me a little bit about your role in this project?
Yeah, so I put together a story for it. I can't even remember what the story was, honestly. We broke some news during the newscast that one of the family members was going to sue the hospital a year after. But I mean, this project was special just because, I mean, it's just such an honor to be nominated, and with these two, I mean, it's incredible.
Oh, cool. Travis, tell me your role in this.
So I was the producer. I mean, they did a lot of the heavy lifting with the stories. I mean, I just kind of took what they gave me and wove some little magic in between, got some graphics going, and, you know, everybody shined.
We appreciate you. Have you all been up for a nomination before?
Very first.
You're first, Daniela.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Tell me what you feel right now.
A little bit nervous. I think we're one of the first ones up, so the Band-Aid will be ripped right off.
Well, either way, have a great night. Just plan to have fun no matter what, because it's pretty awesome. And the fact that you've made it here means you've done an amazing job. It's not easy to be nominated for these things. So congratulations to you. So your return, have you been nominated or won in the past?
Last year, I was nominated for the first time. So I'm from Canada. Growing up as a Canadian journalist, you cannot be nominated for the Emmys. So last year was like next level for me. So I'm just so excited to be here. And for me, the nomination is a win, and to be in the same room of so many talented journalists.
Awesome. And Travis, what about you?
I have been nominated once before for Best Newscast and did not get a statue, so I'm kind of hoping I do this time.
All right, pulling for you guys. Congratulations. Thanks for taking some time to talk to me, Brenna, Daniela, and Travissa. We'll see if that's on the trophy or not. I got a Sharpie. I can fix it. All right, thanks for talking. Best of luck to you. We'll be back with more on the red carpet here in Oklahoma City. Hey, I don't know if I'm on or not. We'll blame it all on Microsoft if there's a glitch, right? My name's Lucas. I'm on the red carpet here at the beautiful Skirvin in Oklahoma City. And do my eyes deceive me? Do I have the pop sensation band? You guys look like you should be touring with ABBA or something. Thank you guys for talking with me tonight. Have you been to the Emmys before?
This is my first time.
Some of you have. This is your first time?
One.
Ron's the only one?
Yes, who's been here before?
Yeah.
I guess I'm the only one. I guess I'm the only one.
Ron's the only one. Several times, 5-time Emmy winner right here, Ron. But we have Michelle, Scott, and Julia who are here for the first time. Nominated for something you guys all worked on together, I'm guessing?
Absolutely, yes.
Can you tell me about it?
Morning newscast the day after the devastating Father's Day storm in Tulsa last year. So Monday morning, many of us were scheduled off, but we came back from a trip early Sunday. We got into work, hit the ground running at 4 in the morning, and brought lots of compelling live coverage of damage all over Tulsa.
Oh my goodness. And here you are, fast forward, you're on the red carpet for the work that you do. And sometimes it's kind of weird to think about getting awarded or celebrated for some of these things that you have to be part of, but it's such an important job to hold that information together and to share it with people. You're changing lives and you're helping people. So I do hope you get to celebrate tonight, and congrats for this. And Scott, first time on the red. What's your feeling of being here with this production?
It's absolutely amazing, and I could not be more proud to be nominated with these fine folks, the best morning team in my opinion.
And I didn't say what station are you guys from? I didn't get that. Where were you?
23, and we're missing our executive producer for whatever reason, is behind the scenes as always.
Right there.
She's the one who led all of our coverage.
Bring your drink. Come on. Oh, okay. And what's your name?
I'm Harley.
Harley, and you're in charge. You're the mastermind of this whole thing. So they're shoving you toward me. Well, congratulations to you. Have you been nominated before? Is this the first?
Oh, this is my first time. I've only been in the business for 5 years and only at Fox 23.
5 years? That's like the same amount of trophies that this guy has over here.
He's like a legend.
Is he really winning them, or is he just running out the door with one that he finds?
I mean, questionable. He's very well earned.
We have to be, I joke a lot about it, but we have to be very respectful with how we treat these trophies if we, heaven forbid, we win. Ron, where do you show off your Emmys?
I've got kind of a media room with some TVs and all kinds of fun stuff, and I've got them displayed right next to one of the TV sets.
When you have guests come over, do you like?
I just let them. Just let everything just kind of come naturally.
Take a look at this room.
You didn't glue it to the hood of your car like a decoration or anything like that? No hood ornament?
No hood ornament. I know the rules over the years, specifically not to be used as a hood ornament or a meat tenderizer.
They spent a lot of time focusing on both of those. Julia, I've talked to everybody here, but except you, and I don't have time. So, Julia, tell me your role in this nominated work.
Yeah, I was out covering a restaurant, a lakeside restaurant that had been just totally destroyed. The roof came off, and it was dark when we first went out because we go on the air at 4:30ish, 5 o'clock. So it looked,
there was no power,
and there was no
anywhere.
power, so there were no street lights or anything, and it looked bad. And then the sun came up, and I mean, just total destruction in that area. And it was a really popular restaurant in that area. Folks loved going there in the summer. And I had since actually done a couple of follow-up stories. They've rebuilt it and are working on reopening it, but it was just showing it was not expected to be so bad. And then the damage was just crazy.
I appreciate your work. Thank you guys so much for all you do. And congrats, you've made it to the Emmys. Yay. Woo! All right. Okay, well, we'll be talking to you more and hopefully seeing some gold statues going home with some of these folks. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Tell me your name.
Deonna Marie.
Deonna Marie, what project are you here with tonight?
OETA Gallery America, and they picked my segment, the Deonna Marie Experience, and I'm super excited to be here.
Congratulations. Is this your first time at the Emmys?
Yes, it's my first time. Certainly not my last, but it is my first time to grace this wonderful space.
Well, it's changed us. We're not going to be the same now that we've had you here. Can we get a whole look at her amazing outfit? This looks like a one-of-a-kind piece.
It is Valerie Parker. She did it for me. She made it for me. It was her vision. We came together, and look what we got. Rainbow.
I love it. I'm going to call her for next year. You think she can help me out here? I'm struggling.
No, you are right. You're looking good to me.
Oh, well, my. I can't hear enough of that. Can you write that down and can we get it notarized or something?
Yes, most definitely.
My mom needs to hear these confident words. Hey, tell me a little bit about your piece. This is a very personal story, and what's the title of it?
The Deonna Marie Experience, from the crack house to the opera house, blooming from brokenness. And I tell my real life story. I tell stories. I have some drama. I have original music where I sing 6 different genres of music, and I tell my story, and I hope to motivate everybody that's listening and everybody that watches that whatever you have gone through, whatever you're going through, or whatever you will go through, you can survive. All you have to do is believe and keep going.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Mm,
And
thank you.
speaking of, I really didn't get to do a good vocal warm up. Can you give me a little tip to help me out here?
Me, 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 me.
You. Is it supposed to hurt? Is it supposed to hurt? Oh, okay. I hurt myself. Okay, I'm gonna save it. Oh, thank you. Okay. Deonna Marie, it's so great to see you. Congratulations to you. Okay, back to you, Denver.
Back to you.
So can you give me some tips here? Like, should I get this like